Pathmonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in the buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding Pathmonk to your website in seconds, by letting the AI do all the work, and increase conversions while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. All right, everybody, welcome back to today's episode of Pathmonk Presents. Today we are joined by Tomás. He's the growth lead at Tryolabs. Tomás, welcome to the show.
Hi, Rick. Thank you for taking your time and receiving me, and thank you also for the whole audience to see us.
Amazing. We're excited to know more, Tomás. So maybe we start with something basic, a little bit more about Tryolabs. We were just talking about it offline. You guys have been around for a while, especially in the AI space. But if you were explaining what you do to a friend over coffee, let's say, how would you describe what you do and what the company is all about?
Sure. The easiest thing to say it is we have been in AI since it was cool. We started in 2009 helping companies. We started with startups in the Bay Area. Now we're focusing on enterprise, helping them to demystify AI, to not only to help them improve their use of AI, but most important to tell them when they don't need AI, because it happens that sometimes, for example, now that people they are so hyped up with agents, maybe they do need use those agents, but most important, maybe they have some processes before they have to attack first. Like, I don't know, do you have your whole data in one site? Maybe sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. So we start to helping to say people, well, what is good for them, and also what it seems not so polite, but is useful for their long growth and also their short growth.
I think that's awesome, and it shows honesty and transparency, right? Because I don't know, there's some consultancies out there that would do anything for a quick buck, and in that sense, you're not recommending, just use AI for everything. First, you want to do consultation. Of course, that's what it's all about, right? You understand the problem and then propose a solution. Sometimes it doesn't include AI, and I like that you guys are going that. It's more of an ethical route, let's say. You did mention a little bit about the enterprise side of things. Can you touch on that a little bit? Just let us know about, the type of people you work with. Maybe there's a specific type of business or industry where you feel your consultancy really shines, and maybe there's a key problem you help them solve at the moment. If you can just expand on that a little bit more.
Sure. Mostly now we're working with, when it comes to industries, there's mostly retail. Also, we have a big expertise with energy, airlines, and automotive. Now, also our focus is in AI for good. We have developed some cases helping U.S. organizations to track and protect lions in Africa based only on the pattern of their whiskers. So that's the best way to differentiate each other and also to protect them. And it's safer also to keep the track using computer vision to that instead of, trying to change the color of each lion. So if anyone wants to do that, good luck, and I will admire you because, well, that's a risky job. So we're trying to also to make it helping with that and working with UNICEF to track some heat waves that are caused by global warming also. But coming back again to the question you asked, when it comes to enterprise, we always work with the technicals, executives, VPs, directors, managers. We have, we always look to work with all the change of people they are in the production line, because sometimes they have some problems on the base, and due to the size of the company, they are not well so communicated to the decision makers. So we try to also do, besides adding value on the solution itself, also adding value on the organization to help them improve that kind of process. Having said that, Also, we work with non-technical stakeholders and decision makers to tell them to help them to translate what this AI solution can help for you. I don't know, to achieve your KPIs, to improve this process, or also to, I don't know, if you have more idea, if you want to reduce some costs or improve your profit or your EBITDA. Well, we're trying to also to bring that to say, okay, this could be useful for your ends, or this is not suitable for you now.
Okay. That's again, we go back to being, transparent about what you can help them with or what you can help them with, right? But I like that you cater to both the technical and the non-technical as well. How do most of these people discover you? And I guess in a way, I just like to understand, is there any for you as a growth lead, right? Is there any channel that's become your go-to that's working really well from bringing in more of those clients at the moment? What does that landscape look like for you?
Well, first of all, our page is, I mean, it's a really good, I mean, media to get some, I mean, interactions. So shout out here to Lucia, the head of marketing, Florencia, and also Agustina. They're a marketing team that they make everything come through. And also, well, they stand up our lousy skills from Google to use Google Slides. But having said that,
Mm,
mostly also besides that, LinkedIn is a really good place, and also for in our strategy to connect with people, but also to connect in a direct, in a profound way, to be straightforward, to say, hey, I mean, I heard about your company. Maybe we can work together. We can be a resource down the road to help you. So in that kind of way, there may be a fit or not, because it's interesting that always when we talk about growth lead, is we have also to say that not everyone who is looking for buying. You have a 10% who is looking for buying and is looking for buying your solution and is ready for that. You already know that it's another percentage that they want to buy, but they don't know what. And also there's a big chunk that they don't know anything about the solution or they are not looking for, and you can go for that. And then there's another chunk that they don't are interested in you, and that's fine. So that's also good to know that also in this kind of strategy and work, no is the other part of saying yes, and it's good because it's really redirect you to look for the leads that they want to work with you. And
mhm.
besides that, another now on channel we have about, relevance in Instagram, on LinkedIn, and also in our web page is that now there's our CEO, Alan Descoings. He was, I mean, mentioned by the magazine Time as one of the 1,100 person of AI this year. So also that got us a lot of relevance too.
Oh, I'll bet. I mean, just being mentioned at the time, that's no joke, right? But it's pretty cool to know that, LinkedIn seems like one of the primary channels. And
Mhm.
I would assume, right, that's for that 10% that's interested or kind of like warm to the idea. For the remainder of those people, how much of a role does your website play in getting them educated and maybe nurturing them, if you will, in
Mhm.
being interested and keep them in your funnel, right? I'm just using a lot of marketing lingo, but obviously being a marketing podcast, I guess get away with it.
Yeah.
How does that work for you guys? How is the website? How much of a role does it
For,
play for you?
for us, the website is really, really important. It's the, like you said, the place that besides the getting all the nurturing process is where also we share a lot of of our blogs or a lot of our takes about AI, about solutions for each industry, in order also to give to the community of AI and also of decision makers about how they can, get benefit for each technology, and read a little bit more about that in a simple way. But you already know that in this hype of technology, you have each new solution each day, each second, each minute. So it's difficult to keep up with all the information. So our webpage is really useful for that, and also to for you to look for which vertical you are interested, which technology or which industry. So that's for us is our go to market strategy, go to place.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, Tomas, I want to maybe change subject for a second and focus more on you as a growth lead. I'm curious, what's a day in the life of Tomas look like? What do you focus on most of your day? Does it vary a lot? Are there any specific things that you go to work and you're excited about? Tell us a little bit about. Give us a glimpse into your work day.
I mean, first of all, if you love the adrenaline, growth lead is for you because you can contact with a lot of people from different backgrounds, from different interests. So it's a beautiful challenge. For example, for myself, I love strategy games. I mean, the old ones, Age of Empires, Stronghold, everything. So each project we have, each target we set, it's like a strategy game for me. So a typical day for me will include some cold calling in order to reinforce some contacts we already interacted with. Also with that comes a little bit of cold emailing. I mean, let's say warm because it's not the same email like you can receive saying hi name and you say, okay, you don't even take the time to understand something about me. Also, that we have what we call our strategy about LinkedIn, trying to connect, trying first of all, when I'm talking about connect, is to look the interest what people has and also interest about them. Try to help them, not try to push. When it comes to sell is better done when you adopt a role of consulting. You adopt a role of asking and listening. That's the most important part. That's how enterprise leaders will listen to you to say when you are interested in their objectives, you bring things about how you can help them and try to avoid the pushing, then people will start to help you too. It's like a change of favors.
That's a good point, I think. And when you say connecting, you're talking about the actual meaning of the word, as opposed to, you connect on LinkedIn, but people just use it like, it's an easy way to connect. But again, I'm using air quotes here for the people just listening. It's not really a connection, right? If you're going for the jugular right away. So
If you
yeah.
go with that, it will be also a nice channel to get blocked. So it's up,
Yeah, no,
it's up
that's a
to
good point.
everyone.
That's a good point. Okay, Tomas, we're going on into the second half of the podcast here. I want to jump into our rapid fire segment, which is essentially, a way to keep things light and engaging, if you will, right? So we have a few questions for you, rapid fire style. Are you ready for it?
Bring it on, sure.
All right. When it comes to content, do you prefer watching, listening, or reading?
I prefer reading. I love to read.
Okay. Then what's the latest piece of content that you read? It could be a book, it could be an article, anything that you read that you picked up. And were there any ideas that stuck with you?
Yeah. The last book I read, it was yesterday because also I tend to do a lot of, how could you say, to watch a lot of reels. So I started to watch some healthy habits. So I pick up this book called Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. It's really good. It's short. It's only 200 pages long, and it helps talks a lot about the importance of communication and also of networking. But the most important thing is each person is made up of the connections they had. Maybe you were inspired by a coach in order to not to give up. Maybe you were inspired by a mentor or a team worker in order to improve and give your best. And each is each small amount of that comments that they make you down, along the way, and also that can help you also to build and create more stable relationships with coworkers, with leads. So that's a better way also to connect with people. And now, even though we are in an AI age, the human interaction is really important. And for anyone who is in the marketing side, on the lead growth side, they will know that it's really important, the human interactions face to face once they are in a conference. And that's even different to a call messaging or even a warm messaging. So that kind of stuff is really useful, and people should take their time to ask, to talk, and most important, to listen.
That's a good one. Never eat alone, right?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean,
All right.
if you want to read it, I mean, you don't have to reading just like all of a chunk. You can do it. I mean, like what I do is like trying to read like 10 pages per day. So you can have a one book read per month or more.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I'm writing that down. That's why I asked again, right? Because that sounds interesting. So,
Yeah,
okay,
it
on to the next one. If you had a magic wand and could fix one frustrating thing in your life with tech, when it comes to growth, when it comes to your job, what would you pick?
Well, that's a really good question. Now, I mean, this CRM has improved a lot. That was something I could maybe answer 1 week ago. But to be honest, now, thanks to the good team I have, I don't have anything to fix. It sounds maybe something different, but yeah, have to be honest.
Oh, that's awesome. Look, we get the most creative answers to this question, and I love them. But also, I love hearing this, right? Because it means that you guys are a well-oiled machine, and if nothing comes to mind, then great. I'm sure there will be time for things to pop up, but it's good. It's good to know for sure. Okay, Tomas. Again, it was a great conversation so far. And I want to thank you for being on the show with us today. I want to, leave the last minute or so to leave you the last word. So, if someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is the one thing that they should remember about the work you guys are doing?
Okay, so let me take 5 seconds to think about that. But yes,
Mm,
if you want something done, you can reach everyone, but you want something done, and also having known that we will and you will get the truth. Here's Tryolabs.
awesome. I love that. I love that. And it reflects with, the ethos that you talked about at the beginning. You don't recommend AI to anyone and everyone. It's just to make sure that you get the right solution to the right people. So if someone wants to check you guys out and want to work with Tryolabs potentially, where could they go? How can they get in touch? And if you could want to share that, please do.
Yeah, you can get in touch with us using our web company, that's trialabs.com. You can also message us through LinkedIn, X, or Instagram. The same is Trialabs team. Or you can check our LinkedIn personal, my personal LinkedIn if it's useful for you. So just contact and we will answer you right away.
Amazing. Tomas,
Mm.
again, thank you for being for being so insightful and giving us an idea of what you guys work on, your ethos, as I said, and that book recommendation is not going to go unnoticed. So I appreciate that very much, and I wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rick, for your time, and thank you, everyone, for taking the time to watch this too.
Of course. All right, bye everyone. On to the next one.
Bye.